Hello everyone and welcome to F1 League Cup Season 3B as we go around the calendar, and today we are at Monza, whatever you want to call it, the track where you see to our left the Tifosi screaming for the two Ferraris and the Alfa Romeo Saubers, and that's very fitting because there's two people at the top of the championship, Fretti and De Luca, who both haven't left the pits. De Luca now has left the pits. Both of them now actually on an hour lap, are fighting for the championship, them two, Fretti and De Luca. I believe Fretti is winning from De Luca by 8 points, and that could be swung around, say, if Fretti gets P3 and De Luca wins the Grand Prix. There's been a poll, I believe, and De Luca is winning that poll of who they think will win this race or will get higher points out of the two drivers, the two Ferrari-powered engines in their back seat, in their gearbox, whatever their engine is. But anyway, we have a few reserves today, a few people new to the league after we've had a bit of a shake up recently. We've got Danny. I'm having to guess it's Landfear. I'm really not going to say that name. Obviously we've got Cincy Danger, FLH Season 3A Championship contender. He's just filling in because why not? His points will not be added on. C. Paisley, he is not a reserve, but this is the first time in a few races I've seen him race. Also reserve, we do have Wesley, and then we've got 90 people so far, and we have Goldie RGG yet to join the session. So leave to set a lap time will be someone like Opiconum, maybe Fretti. Fretti's slowed down. Anyway, we won't do that. We'll do a lap riding on board with someone. So here is Verstappen RB33 now on his lap as he goes round the Curva Grande, going into the next corner, which is a chicane of the Volante della Roggia. Going down into it now. You're meant to be running over the curb and running over the curb again. He goes a tiny bit wide, but keeps on the track, meaning that he doesn't lose too much time. He's on the soft compound tyres. I believe the medium, the prime tyre around here is short, so it's the first lap, the fastest lap, a 121.9 on the soft compound tyres. So Verstappen now going on his lap past the two Lesmos, going down into the Ascari chicanes. Opiconum goes and sets himself a 120.848. 5 people have now set their lap times. Fretti obviously going slow on his lap, meaning that he has become last out of those 5 drivers who have set their lap time. Verstappen RB33 now going down to the Parabolica, one of the most famous corners on this Italian Grand Prix circuit. Coming up to the line now. What time is he going to get? He's going to get himself a 1 minute 21.198. As we just see right now, Wesley, the reserve, go and set himself a 120.651. The lap record around here held by Kimi Raikkonen was a 119.119. Not expecting any of the drivers to get close to that. As I say that, obviously you've got Cincy Danger absolutely flattening everyone, only a 10.5 of Kimi Raikkonen's time. My goodness. Cincy, do you want to be any more OP, mate? Is all I want to say to him. He's only... Well, let's just count him out of this. But Nick has now set a 120.179. Cincy Danger, obviously, just a reserve, just wants to have a bit of fun, have a bit of racing. Oh, most probably he will come P1 in this race unless there's something wrong with him. But Goldie RGG has joined the session, which means we have a full grid for the race, which is good. So people who are yet to set... Oh no, I've just been mistaken. Fretti has just gone and set his lap time, which is ahead of De Luca, but De Luca has set his laps on the soft compound tyres compared to Fretti's super soft tyres. So the strategy around here, I believe, is a simple soft to super soft or super soft to soft, depending on what you do in qualifying. So say if you start on the soft compound tyres, because you have to do one mandatory pit stop onto a different set compound of tyres, you will have to go on to the super softs for the end of the race. Mediums on can be a race tyre if, say, you do crash early on, meaning that you do have to go and pit. But the soft to super soft or super soft to soft is the quicker strategy around here. As we see, Fretty looks like on a in-lap right now. Another person to not say a lap time yet is this Danny Lanfair. I don't really know. I don't know really, but I believe that C Paisley just said lap. No, it wasn't C Paisley. Was it Woo? Or was it Flying Jim? I don't know. I'm sorry. But Danny is now coming up to the line. I believe he's starting his lap. So I'm correct. Yes, he is starting his lap now. Danny is coming across the line, going down into turn 1 and turn 2. I've completely forgot the name of it. Braking at the 100-meter board, going down into gear 2. Going back on the throttle as soon as possible. Going up the gears now, going around the Curvo Grande. The great big corner, as I like to call it, because it's a ridiculous corner where we will be able to see a lot of overtaking, lots of side-by-side moves down into the Ferrante della Roggia. The amazing moves in the past in Season 2 and Season 1. Going into Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 coming up very shortly. Lesmo 2 now braking at the 50-meter ball, going a bit wide, does Danny, but he's going to keep going with this lap in hot lap mode. He's got lots of his ERS left and he's going down towards the Ascari chicane at 240 miles an hour he got up to, which is a very acceptable speed. Going round the Ascari chicane, runs quite wide, but I don't think that will invalidate his lap time unless he does back off, which means that it won't be a competitive lap time. But he's still going. He's not giving up the number 12 Renault. Going around the parabolic of the final corner on this lovely Monza racetrack, and he goes wide of the final corner. Is it going to be invalidated? He's going to go and get himself a 122.218, which puts him P15. The only person slow was Mike Azafati, who I don't believe set a lap time that he was proud of. But yeah, Jazzy on a lap at the moment, so we will ride off board with him. Going around the Curva Grande, just looking at all the camera angles that we will expect to see during this Grand Prix. Lord Elephant going to set himself a 120.066 to get him P2, which is very good for him. They've got yellows in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Obviously, people just finishing their flying lap and now on their in lap, as I saw a person right behind Jazzy going quite wide through Lesmo 1, that was. So Jazzy coming up towards under the bridge now towards the Ascari chicane. A lovely camera angle for the Ferrari. The Tifosi cheering him on the number 12 again, but this time the number 12 Ferrari. Going down the back straight now towards the Parabolica. He comes down into gear 5. He goes on the throttle, off the throttle, on the throttle. Whatever he chooses, he goes up to the line now. What lap time is he going to get? Is he going to be a respectable lap time? He goes and gets himself a 122.4, but it was invalidated. So Nick obviously wanting to improve his lap time now. The number 99, not sure if he was born in 2009, but 2009, what am I even saying? If he was 2009, he'd be 9 years old. He's not 9 years old, I can assure you that right now. 1999 is what I meant. John Polainen just goes, I believe, just a bit quicker. Let's just check his lap times now. John Polainen did get a 124 and just now got a 120.298. Unless, no, this is him starting a lap now, my mistake. So we've got yellows in Sector 1 once again. I believe that is for people who are waiting, for example Flying Jippo, who looks like he's gone for a little venture onto the grass. But DeLuca has just gone and set himself a 119.983, which gets him up into P2, 6 tenths off Simsy, but he is ahead of his championship rival by 4 tenths of a second, Mr. Ferretti 52. Packed pretty close today. Let's just check how much, excluding Simsy, they're separated by. So they're separated, so the top, so from 2nd to 11th are separated by 1 second, which is not bad. Ferretti looks like he just had a little excursion onto the gravel, but he goes and takes Lesmo 1 and 2 really well, which means that he hasn't picked up too much gravel on this rear left tyre. So he's going down towards the Ascari chicane as we speak. braking now. Into gear 5, going round the Sky chicane on the limit. He's going down now towards the circuit, what am I even saying? The Parabolica, where there used to be another track, because there was two tracks. I don't know what I'm saying. Let's just go on with Freddie's lap now. He's going up to the line now. Is he going to be an improvement? He's going to set himself at 1:20.498, which actually goes slower than his original lap time. Jump line, I believe, is on a lap at the moment, but Nick is also on a lap. Nick's going up to, oh, he's 2 tenths up. Nick is 2 tenths up, and he's, wait, hang on. Nick's already gone quicker, so Nick has just gone and set himself a 1:19.928, which is 5 tenths quicker than DeLuca. Well done to him. He's got himself P2 on the front row of Simpson Danger, which is hard to then jump a line, and has retired from the session. Another person we wait to see a lap from. I'm not sure if Lord Elephant's on an out lap or a flying lap. He looks like he's just about to start a flying lap. Verstappen getting a 1:20.074 on his last outing. He's looking very close at the top. The top from second to fifth separated by just over 1/10 of a second. Freddie obviously not happy with his lap time. It looks like he's going to go again for another lap on the Super Softs. Obviously his Super Softs will be a bit damaged as we see some yellow flags, people slowing down to get ready for their lap. Oh, composite going quite slow there, maybe not helping Freddie's lap there. And we've got a comment, let's see who this is from. But we should not look at the comments unless Freddie's coming into the pits, I believe. Yeah, Freddie is in the pits. Christ, I'm nowhere. Want some understeer? I've got bags of it. Oh, looks like Freddie hasn't got a setup that he wants, which is not good for his championship fight. But sure, comes to the line now, and he goes and sets himself a 1:20.435. He said he was off the pace today. He's not that far off the pace at all compared to his championship rivals. Of Baconum, obviously out for a second time now. Jippo in the pits, Mike Azafati coming out. Woomaloo, I believe, is on a lap beat. He's 5 tenths down at the moment on his time to get himself any further up the grid. C. Paisley is on a lap at the moment in his Haas. No Will Buxton jokes going to be faced here, but let's have a look if C. Paisley can improve from his 1:21.651. He's really low on his ERS, which means he has been pushing it a lot. Maybe keeping his ERS just in a hot lap mode this whole lap. Goes around the final corner now. What time will the Irishman get? He's going to go into the pits. He's not happy with that lap time, as Jazzy's taken another trip to the gravel. Taking, I believe that's DeLuca. Is he on a flyer? It looks like he's on a flyer. It says he's a second up on his lap time. I don't believe that's true. If he is, he's gone and set himself a ridiculous first sector. He's not, he's down. Which means 26.2 in the first sector. Let's just have a look at how that's relative to anyone else. 26.2. Oh, I don't really know what's happened there, but we'll see by the end of the lap if he's on a flying lap or not. See if he can get himself and leapfrog himself into P2 or maybe P1 if he goes and sets himself a ridiculous lap time. As Verstappen, RB33, comes across the line now and goes and sets himself a 1:19.7, a great lap time by him. Freddie apparently losing everything in sector 3. So Verstappen, RB33, we haven't seen a front row, I believe, from him all season so far. So that's a great qualifying position from the Dutchman, I believe. Wouldn't be surprising because he is Verstappen, but DeLuca starting his lap time now. Freddie coming in, and Nicky Sosberg and Jesper Sosberg both haven't set. They've been invalid, or just haven't they set a lap time? They just haven't set laps. I have no clue what that logic is, but yeah. Composite on a out lap, Jazzy on a flying lap. He's going to set himself a 26.4. C. Paisley on an out lap. Woomaloo in the garage. People can still come out of the garage if they want, because you do have a lot of time, because the lap is very short around here. Only about 1 minute 25 to do a lap around here. DeLuca on a lap. Obviously his last lap wasn't good enough to promote him up a place or two, but he's 4 attempts up. DeLuca is 4 attempts up on his lap time. This will surely get him into P2 unless he bins it. Looked like a bit of understeer there, going towards the Parabolica now. He's looking like this is looking like an electric time. DeLuca is about to set. What time will he get as he goes around the Parabolica? He's gone off his lap time, meaning that he's most probably he's probably binned it. That could have been a great lap time by DeLuca, 4 attempts up, but he's gone and lost it somewhere. But Fretty, I wonder where he's losing it. Most probably out of the final corner. But Fretty now getting ready to try and beat DeLuca 96. DeLuca will not be able to improve on his lap time. Nick now starting his lap. Will he be able to improve? Simsy, I believe, is on a outlap at the moment. Nick is just going through turn 2 now. He's up by 2/10 of a second already, I believe. I'm not sure if that's right or not, but we'll have a look as he goes through sector 1. What lap time is he going to get? He looks like he's got a pretty good first sector split so far, 26.1, as DeLuca does retire from the session, meaning that he will not be able to improve. Verstappen RB33 also retires, so Nick could get himself leapfrogged up into P2 or maybe P1 if he sets an astonishing lap time here, improving by 6/10. But Simsy looks like he's got that P1 100% at the moment. So Nick, will he be able to improve and get himself up 2/10? I'm not sure at the moment if he has. I haven't seen a sector time up, and he looks like he's lost it through the Escara chicane. So no improvement for Nick there. Simsy on a lap, he's run wide a bit at the Lesmo, but still looks like he's on a good, decent lap at the moment. Let's see how it's done going through the Escara chicane. Can he improve on his lap time? Nick's going through the final corner, and obviously he's not going to improve. Lord Elephant just behind Simsy, so we'll have a look at Simsy, and then right after we'll have a look at Lord Elephant. But Fretty is also going around the Parabolica. Will it, Fretty in the Ferrari, will be able to improve on his lap time to get himself any further up the grid? Then P7, he runs across the line now and gets himself a 120.236, which gets him P6. Simsy coming across the line now. Will he be able to improve? He does improve, and it goes at 118.9, and Lord Elephant gets a 119.843. Simsy Danger goes quicker than Kimi Raikkonen's lap record around here. What a lap by the McLaren driver. That is the best lap I've seen on this game around this circuit. So wow, that is a ridiculous time from Simsy Danger. But here we go, the grid for the Grand Prix. Simsy Danger in P1, Verstappen RB33 in P2, a great lap time by the Aston Martin Red Bull Racing driver. Lord Elephant in P3, a surprise lap at the end to get him up. Nick in P4 with a 119.9. DeLuca gets P5, only about 5/100ths behind. And I did not get to go through the grid, I'm sorry, but all we know is DeLuca is ahead of Fretty going into this battle for the championship so far. But what a lap by Simsy Danger. Looks like we have a wet start to this Grand Prix. I'm not sure if it's going to be wet throughout, but we've seen a lot of wet races so far for F1 League Cup Season 3B this season. It's been much more than Season 3A's had to cope with. But let's see, will there be a bit of variation here? Will we just see a full wet race? Maybe someone in the chat can tell me. Or will there be changing conditions? We just got a bit person in the chat talking right now. Inter's full race, that is a shame. Which means there isn't any variation of strategy. But we see now Simsy Danger leaving the line. Verstappen RB33 on the front row with him in P2. Lord Elfin in P3. Nick in B4. DeLuca in P5. And Fretti right behind him in P6. Fretti got to leapfrog John Polainen. So the two championship rivals will be starting on the third row of the grid. P7 is John Polainen. P8 is Short 77. He won at Hungary, but he hasn't had the same success around the past two tracks. Wesley, a reserve driver, I believe at the moment. Maybe he will be able to get himself a full drive soon, but let's see by this performance, will he be able to do anything? Mike Azafati right behind him in the sister Red Bull to Verstappen RB33. What can he do this race? Oberkonen right behind him. Always the first out in qualifying. Will he be anywhere near the top in this race? Flying Jippo, this second race in F1 League Cup. What will he be able to do in that Sauber? Wumelu right behind him. In that Renault, he's been very consistent, but will that consistency keep on going? As he, oh, that's not consistent whatsoever. He's gone wide and into the wall on the formation lap. Obviously, thank goodness there's no damage, but I don't see C. Paisley. Wimbledon's been disqualified, but I believe C. Paisley has left the session. Composites also left the session, but Danny Lanfear is P17, probably promoted to P16, as I believe C. Paisley is not on the grid. So Danny, his first race in F1 League Cup, almost bins it on the formation lap. Nicky Sosberg, Jesper Sosberg, the Sosberg brothers at the back, not doing a lap in qualifying, and Goldie RGG. Oh dear, I believe that's Jazzy. That's Jazzy. That's Goldie RGG. In the Williams car, coming towards the line now for the start of your F1 League Cup Season 3B, round 14 around Italy. All the cars are lined up on the grid. Simsy Danger on pole. Verstappen RB33 in second. Here we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for Italy. And it's lights out and away we go. Here we go. Looks like a good start from the top two. Obviously it's intermediate conditions, so we don't know what it's going to be like. Simsy Danger has a great start. Verstappen right behind him. Any contact down into turn one. It looks pretty clean up at the front, but is there any contact further behind? Looks very, very clean going into turn one. It looks like Wimbley's got a bit of damage there, but it looks like very clean. And oh, that's Jazzy. That's Jazzy. Mike Azafati and Nicky Sosberg, I believe, in the wall. And that's Fretti round. That's Fretti round, and that's the championship leader around in P17. Has he got front wing damage? He does have front wing damage on the opening lap of the Grand Prix. That's his front left end plate gone, and that is a real shame to the start of his Grand Prix. C. Paisley disconnected for the session, but that's Fretti already down in P17, and his race has gone from bad to worse. And he fights up the field straight away. Anyone going side by side, but what a stop by Flying Jipper, going up 6 positions by the end of the first lap. Now, but Nick has gone down, but DeLuca's gone up a position. Nick has fallen the position now, and we go on, and Simsy Danger has already made a 2-second lead, showing his absolute dominance in this race. Obviously he's a reserve from F1 League Cup season 3A, but he is showing his absolute dominance here and having a bit of oversteer there. But Verstappen will get the 25 points at the moment if he does keep hold to P2. Lord Elephant in P3, DeLuca P4, Nick P5, Jippo P6, great start for him. Short P7, John Polainen P8, Oberkonen P9, Wesley in P10. Wesley looks like he's going for a move. No, he isn't going to make a move down into turn 1. Danny right behind him. Wumelu in P12. I don't believe he's got any damage. You just had a slow start, but Nicky Sosberg has made up a ton of positions straight away as Fretti goes into the pits. Composite in P14, Jesper in P15, Goldie in P16, and Jazzy and Mike Azafati going side by side down through turn 2. And looks like Mike Azafati has taken that position, and Fretti, the championship leader, has now exited the pits and will have to do another stop this Grand Prix. So this is rub salt into the wound, as Simsy is already round about to take the what do you call it, the Ascari chicane. Verstappen 2 seconds behind him, already on lap 2. This is like Sebastian Vettel stuff by Simsy Danger, getting ahead this far within the first 2 laps of the Grand Prix. Lord Elephant losing a bit of time to Verstappen. Verstappen looked like he's practiced quite a lot for this Italian Grand Prix. DeLuca 1.2 seconds behind, but Nick is going alongside with DeLuca now, going down into the Parabolica. Will there be any move done down into the Parabolica? Nick going around the outside. This is a great move by the French driver. DeLuca right behind him. Looks like Nick's got that move done, as Simsy obviously goes and sets the fastest up for the Grand Prix. Jippo in P6, but Jesper Soderberg and Composite have made moves. Composite is going down the grid, but Jesper's run wide, which means Composite will be able to take that position back unless Jesper has a better exit out of the Parabolica. Jesper has a better exit. Goldie right behind him. The 2 Williams trying to hunt down the Haas driver. Short and John Polainen exchanging places at the edge of turn 1. Short getting that position on John Polainen, pushing himself up into P7. And there's a move between Goldie. Oh, that's the 2 Renaults of Wibbler and Danny Lanfair, as Goldie. Oh, is that someone off the side? No, it wasn't. Oh, and Mike Azafati's definitely off the circuit there. He's going to have to wait for Jazzy to re-overtake him. Fretty, sadly, has lost a lot of time, as Simsy Danger is now 3 seconds ahead, but there's yellows in sector 2. Who's that for? We cannot see that yellows. Who are those yellows for? We actually don't know. Maybe just someone leaving the track. But there's been a move. There's a move still between Short and John Polainen. There's been moves everywhere so far in this Grand Prix of Bakonen right on the back of Wesley. There's a little bit of a train coming on here as we see Short going down into the Ascari chicane. John Polainen only 4 tenths behind him. But Jippo is right on the back of DeLuca actually. Jippo only 2 tenths behind the championship leader. I don't know if Jippo knows that his teammate, the championship leader, is right in front of him and does not want any trouble this whole Grand Prix, because he needs to get maximum points over Fretty, who is at the moment down in last in this Grand Prix. Nick will not be close enough to Lord Elephant to challenge him into turn 1. Neither will Jippo, but Nicky Sosberg has exchanged place with Danny Lanfair going down. Lanfair, I don't know, but Danny's going to try and make a move back on Mr. Sosberg, the Nicky brother. Will he be able to make it round the outside of turn 1 of Bakonen pits? Time penalty, and he does go over what do you call it? Oh dear, he moved over to the left a bit there. But now, as I did predict in qualifying, there could be a move down into the Variante della through the Curva Grande, but that did not happen. Nicky Sosberg trying to go down the inside of Danny, but Danny has picked up a time penalty. Jesper behind him. Danny has been overtaken now by Nicky Sosberg, and Jesper is right behind him. Jazzy and Mike Azafati into battle going into the Variante della Roggia. Jazzy has overtaken Mike Azafati for P17, and look at Fretty down at the back. This has not gone well for him whatsoever. He's the only person who's sustained damage, but Nick is right on the back of Lord Edford going down into the Parabolica. It looks like a dumb move for the Toro Rosso driver, and he's got himself onto the podium. P2 in points is obviously Simsy Danger is a reserve driver. Verstappen in P2, Nick in the P3, Lord Elephant in P4, and looks like John Polainen is still on the back of Short 77. He looks like he wants to make a move down into turn 1. He's got his ERS on overtake, so does Short, but it looks like he's got the slipstream. It's going to be side by side down into turn 1. Who's going to make that move as Mike Azafati does get past Jazzy for P17, and somehow John Polainen tries to make room for Short, and it's not going to happen. But Jesper Sosberg is right on the back of Danny Lanfair. I cannot get to him right now, but there you go. Oh, Danny's gone for a spin. He's lost it under traction, I believe, unless there's been some more contact. But it looks, oh dear, Mike Azafati and Jazzy more in battle, and Fretty is forever closing. Simsy Danger forever making that gap bigger though. Nick 118247 in P3 now, making a obvious gap to Lord Elephant in P4. Closest gap between the top 10 drivers is between Short and John Polainen. I have a feeling straight away this will be a battle that goes on through the race. But Goldie, RGG, he was a championship contender at the start of the season. He'll be wanting to make that challenge a bit more there, more than back in P3 or P4, wherever he is in the championship at the moment. He needs to get some vital points, otherwise say goodbye to his championship hopes. He's behind Jesper Sorsberg now for P13. A Short and John Polainen switch positions once again. Short gets John Polainen. Oh no, I believe they're saying in the same position, excuse me. But Short is gonna try and defend that position for John Polainen with all his might. There's a bit of lag going on there. Alien indicator activated, but John Polainen looks up a treat, and Short has gone around the outside. But Goldie has picked up a 5 second stop go penalty for pit lane. Is he going to change the front wing? He is. He picked up some damage. Has third place in the championship at the moment, I believe. Verstappen though bringing in a bit of a fight here. I don't believe he will have a chance of being in the title fight, but Jazzy has picked up a 5 second stop go penalty. Looks like he completely cut turn 1. John Polainen still on the back of Short though. Will there be any type of move here? Goldie is in P19 now, and Fretty is ahead of him. But looks like John Polainen wants to get a move on, because he wants to get past Short and get up towards Flying Jippo, who has just run wide at the Ascari chicane. John Polainen now going through this Ascari chicane, going up towards Hot Lap in his ERS mode. Short is only on overtake mode, but he's using it to defend pretty well. Verstappen now gets a 5 second stop go penalty for pitting, for speeding in the pit lane. Has he got front wing damage, or is this a tactical stop? Looks just like the Inters are they wear out very quickly around this Monza circuit. Oberkonum going past, so is Woomaloo, and he should fit out just ahead maybe of Nicky Sosberg, no, behind Nicky Sosberg and ahead of his brother Jesper Sosberg. John Polainen still there. But I don't know how Nick's tyre wear is doing, but if it's doing absolutely fine, then there could be a overcut here for the Toro Rosso driver. Lord Elephant may also get involved in this if he can keep as close as possible to Nick. But there's yellows in sector 1 and sector 2. Is that between Verstappen? Verstappen's lost a bit. Oh, Verstappen's retired. Has there been contact? Has there been contact between Verstappen? If there has, then that's gonna doesn't look like there's been contact, unless I haven't seen something. As you can see, there's been a lot of warnings. There has not been contact between the two drivers, which means that somehow Verstappen has dropped it on the exit of the Curva Grande. Maybe he touched Jesper Sosberg. We are not sure, or Nicky Sosberg. But whatever happened, Verstappen, who is provisionally P1, is out of the race, which means Nick, at the moment, is in P1 of this Grand Prix, starting down in P4. I do believe he did start P4. DeLuca still on the back of them. Flying Jippo in P5. John Polainen in P6, trying to go around the outside, and he's locked up. If he hits one of these, he will get a time penalty. He does. Maybe does he get a time penalty? He does not get a time penalty because he goes around all of the barriers even. So he's lost time as he did lock up, but Wesley may be able to in the other Toro Rosso. Oh, and John Polainen's locked up once again, meaning that he's lost another position to Wesley Van Rens, and he doesn't want to go too slow because Oberkonum is right there. It looks like John Polainen's tyres have gone way off. Oh! Oh, it looks like almost that Oberkonum was going to go into the wall there. Woomaloo in P10 on the battle, and Oberkonum is losing tyre temperature ridiculously. Oberkonum going to the inside as Woomaloo tries to go and makes a move down into this guy's chicane. This will not work. Woomaloo going down the outside. He's going to leave Oberkonum in the ruin, and Oberkonum will have that position for now. But Oberkonum is super slow, and he's almost run off into the barriers there. But it looks like he's absolutely lost all his tyre temps, and Woomaloo will make that position very easily. But would John Polainen coming to the pits at the end of his lap with 2 lookups, which have meant that he has maybe ruined his tyres. He's not going to come into the pits though. The battles are moving apart now, meaning that there isn't many battles at the moment, but all we do know is that tyre wear is a huge factor now in the intermediate conditions, as John Polainen picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, obviously corner cutting a bit at turn 2. Oberkonen right in the back of Wimmerlin now. The Portuguese man, the Portuguese boy, is going to try and make a move on the Dutchman in the Renault. He's going to try and make a move down into the Varante. Again, Jazzy and Mike Azafati are still in battle, going down into turn 1. And the Tifosi will be cheering. Oh dear! The number 12 has had a bit of a lack of traction out of turn 2, which means they may go side by side going down into the Varante della Roggia. They will not at the moment, unless Mike Azafati does the Daniel Ricciardo-esque dive bomb. Very clean, but that was a definite corner cut by Mike Azafati there. John Polainen still right in the back of Wesley, because he did lock up. He's going to try and get that position back as soon as possible. He looks like he's going to get it done into the Parabolica here. The number 13 is going to go. Oh dear, that's a great line by Wesley. He's going to keep that position around the outside of Oberkonen and Wumelu down into the Parabolica. Go side by side. Wumelu has to move over to defend that position. John Polainen is right on the back of Wesley now. The McLaren versus the Honda, the Toro Rosso Honda. Who's going to make it? Who's going to break it? No one's going to break it, and Wesley is going to make it, but he's going to leave room, maybe too much room for John Polainen, but Wesley does keep that position for now, as we see behind Oberkonen and Wumelu still in battle at the moment. Wumelu having to slot in behind Oberkonen, as Wesley and John Polainen are going side by side down into the Curva Grande. This is exactly what I was talking about, and John Polainen has made that position around the outside of the Curva Grande, which means he has the inside for the Varante della Roggia. Another move between Wumelu and Oberkonen, as there's a... Oh wow, Mike Azafati getting a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. That is not good for him whatsoever. Closest battle at the moment between the two Sosberg brothers, probably shouting across the room to each other, "Get out of my way." Maybe there probably won't be any team orders though, because they are on different teams, but family orders, that's a completely different thing. And you've got Yellows in sector 2. Who's that for? Is someone run wide? That is Mike Azafati, who's run wide and maybe potentially has got front wing damage. Goldie trying to go past him. Mike Azafati looks very slow. Not sure what's wrong with him. He's just lost tons of positions. Maybe he does have some front wing damage, which I do not know of. But John Polainen has now gone and is about to pit now. So Verstappen, just confirmation, he spun out Parabolica and pitted, and then he on cold tyres spun it down at the Curva Grande. John Polainen now out of the pits in P14. Fretti not too far behind, but obviously he needs to make one more stop compared to John Polainen. Thank you for the 13 people watching so far. Danny Alan Fear in P13. But Jesper and Nicky are getting quite close to each other. But Oberkonen is getting very close to the back of Wumelu right now. Wumelu though seems to be pulling away from him, as Simply Danger goes and sets himself on 1 minute 29.8, which is the fastest lap time of the Grand Prix so far. Nick is 11 seconds behind him now. The gap is forever increasing. Lord Elephant in P3, De Luca still within a second of Lord Elephant at 9,000. It's a Frenchman versus a Dutchman. You don't want to get in between that battle. But I believe that is a back marker. I believe that's Jazzy, isn't it? Yeah, it's Jazzy now getting lapped. Looks like he may have pitted. Let's just check. He has just pitted. Mike Azafati will also most probably be pitting quite soon. But Jazzy needs to get out of the way from these front runners as soon as possible, as Lord Elephant is right behind him now, and will not obviously Jazzy will not want to get in his way. But DeLuca is had to go around the outside of Jazzy for the overlap, but Jippo still there. Oh god, that was a voice break and a half. Goodness me. Hopefully everyone did not see that. Thing on mute for a second there, because my goodness, that was a bit of a voice break, to say the least. Opaconum right behind Woomaloo now. Will there be any move soon? But it looks like there's a constant gap at the moment between the two drivers, and I'm just going to go and take a sip of water. So Nick, the provisional leader, because Simply Danger is obviously a reserve driver, now comes into the pits, and on lap 13 at 27, the midpoint of this Grand Prix goes on to the another set of intermediate tyres, which means there'll be no change in the conditions during this Grand Prix, and he's going to fit out right in front of Woomaloo, maybe behind Woomaloo. Woomaloo may want to try and challenge him down into turn 1. Nick obviously on cold tyres, Woomaloo on very, very warm tyres. He's going to try and make it down the inside, but Nick looks like he's got grip on Woomaloo at the moment, meaning that he will be able to keep in front of him, as we see Jesper Soderberg also pitting. Opaconum in P9 at the moment, still right behind Woomaloo. Oh dear, Jazzy's trying to get out of the way, and that looked like almost a bit of a crash there between the two drivers. DeLuca's still right in the back of Lord Elephant though. There's a 1 second gap. Lord Elephant looking really strong this race. He's been quite unlucky in other races, but there's yellows in sector 2. Is that for Jazzy getting out of the way? Yeah, that's Jazzy retiring from the Grand Prix now. Looks like he's almost given up. Mike Hazafatu finally pitting onto another set of intermediates. Looks like even though, well, actually no, I really can't say anything about Fressie because he will have to pit again, as Lord Elephant finally pits on lap 14. A lot of people will most probably be pitting this lap. Simsy out of the pits, which means DeLuca will inherit P1 for one time in this Grand Prix. But there's yellows in sector 1, most probably for Mike Hazafatu. Well, it should be for Mike Hazafatu because it wouldn't be for DeLuca, but Wesley obviously in P3 now. Lord Elephant comes out right behind Nick. Only, I wonder what the gap is. Probably about 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds. There's a 1.6 second gap now between first and second in this Grand Prix provisionally. Opaconum, has he pitted? I don't believe he has. No, he hasn't. Jippo has pitted, I believe. Yeah, Jippo has pitted. So is Short, so is John Polainen. The two are spread out a bit now. I believe one of them had a 5-second stop-go penalty. Most probably John Polainen. Woomaloo now exiting the pits. Jesper also getting past Fretty. Fretty obviously has made a stop, but he will have to make another one unless he can make those tyres last a grand 25 laps, which is most probably impossible. There's no tyre variation in this race, so it means that pace is very equal around here. Equal cars, equal tyres, equal pace, unless obviously people have pitted and people haven't. But I'm very happy to see that there's only been 2 retirements in this Grand Prix, which means a lot of people can still race, even say if your name is Mike Hazafati and you are alone at the moment. Nicky Soderberg on the back of Fretty at the moment. Fretty on 12 lap old tyres compared to his 0 lap old tyres. He's just pitted right now. Oh, and there's a move as... No, that's not a move. That's one of the Toros also is pitting. But Lord Elephant, has he come out ahead? Oh, well, DeLuca's still going on. DeLuca still thinks he's got pace in those tyres. He's only 2 tenths off his personal best at lap time. Mike Hazafati slowing down, which is very good, showing the courtesy and courteousness of the drivers in F1 League Cup. As Flying Jeppo completely disgraces that, going over turn 2. but don't worry about that. He's got no one inside of him. Short only 2 seconds behind him, which could benefit his result. Could Short. John Polina has gained some time on Short, which means that he is closing at a rapid pace compared to the Mercedes driver on the Sauber driver. But at the moment, a Ferrari engine is winning this Grand Prix. Obviously, he hasn't pitted yet, but he is winning to a Renault powered car 4 seconds behind. But that McLaren has pitted of Simsy Danger. Nick in P3 is 14 seconds behind by the leader. Fretty's picked up a time penalty as DeLuca finally pits. Will he come out ahead or behind Oppiconem? No, not Oppiconem, Lord Elephant, I beg your pardon. Let's have a look. So Lord Elephant is coming around the final corner now, the Parabolica. DeLuca is a Sauber driver at the end of the pit lane. Who will come out of the pits now? He's coming to the end of the pit lane now. It's Danny Lanfair now retires from the Grand Prix. Lord Elephant is coming down the main straight now, and he looks like he has he's undercut DeLuca at 96. Keep maintaining that position for now in this Grand Prix, and he has taken P3 at the moment, but he will get 18 points as Simpsy is obviously a reserve driver. Oppiconem has not pit at the moment still. 15 laps into the Grand Prix, giving Fretty a bit of hope about his size. As we say that, Fretty comes to pits for the second time. Where will he come out? Most probably in about P16 or P15 maybe. Sadly, this has not been a race for Fretty, as there hasn't been differentiating weather or a safety car or anything. So it's just been a day of boringness for the Ferrari driver at his home, well, the constructor's home Grand Prix. But he does have Composite ahead of him, 3 seconds. I'll give him a bit of a fight to finish this Grand Prix on with 9 laps to go. As Simsy Danger, I haven't talked about him a lot this Grand Prix, is winning by 13 seconds to Nick in P2, Lord Elephant in P3, DeLuca in P4, Oppiconem, who still hasn't pitted in 5th position, Flying Jippo having a solid second race in F1 League Cup in P6, Short in P7, John Polinen in P8, Wesley Van Rens in P9, Woomloo in P10, Jesper in P11, Nicky Salzberg in P12, Goldie, who did have front wing damage, in P13, is going to have to make those tyres last 17 laps, but that does give him hope as Oppiconem has made his last 16 laps in this Grand Prix, which is a sign of hope for Goldie RGG, the man who works for Mercedes and apparently is karaokeing with Valtteri Bottas. Composite is in P14, Fretty in P15, and my cat is a fatty in P16 and last in this Grand Prix. Closest battle. There hasn't been many close battles, so let's have a look at the moment at the penalty situation. So we've got Simply Danger, who's only picked up 1 more in this Grand Prix. Nick has picked up 1 warning. Lord Elephant has picked up 1 penalty. Will that affect him? Most probably, unless DeLuca hasn't even picked up a warning, which means DeLuca will inherit P3 from Lord Elephant at this moment in time. Jippo, Flying Jippo, I believe he's got a 3-second time penalty. Yes, he does. Short he's got 1 penalty of 3 seconds. Jumper Linen has got 2 penalties. Wesley has got 1 penalty, which means penalties may spice up this Grand Prix as Woomaloo doesn't even have a warning. P10, Jesper Stosberg has got 1 penalty this Grand Prix. Oppiconem has got 3 penalties this Grand Prix. And I'm not going to check the others because it won't really matter for points positions in this Grand Prix. So the gaps are now shortened between some of the drivers, especially DeLuca and Lord Elephant. Now knowing the penalty situation, we know DeLuca will inherit P3 unless something horrible happens either with his tyres or with his lack of judgment or whatever, because at the moment he will inherit P3 as Lord Elephant does have a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Short and John Polinen only about 4 or 5 tenths within the two cars. John Paul will be wanting to get past Short as soon as finally makes a move on a driver composite in P15 now, and that's Freddie in P14. Gives a bit of happiness into his life that he has got past someone this Grand Prix after getting in a collision on lap 1. But sadly for him, it looks like there's probably no chance of him, unless a safety car does crack up, of him getting any points in this Grand Prix. Same with Goldie, who is P3 in the championship. So the only person in this race who will be extending their lead in the championship will be DeLuca, 96, 8 points behind Freddie. Will be, by my calculations, he will get 12 points if he finishes P4, but he will get 15 if he finishes P3, which means he will get 7 points ahead of Freddie by Singapore next week. But as we talk about that, John Polinen and Short have been a battle this whole Grand Prix. John Polinen only 6 tenths behind Short now. It's been very close between the two drivers this whole Grand Prix as Oppokonen picks up a 3-second time penalty. I believe his third of the race. Woomaloo now off the back of Wesley Van Rens. Wesley having a decent first race. He hasn't been challenging many people, but when he has, he's made the move and is clinical. But Nick has picked up a 3-second time penalty. Probably won't affect him that badly. DeLuca though may be able to catch up to Nick, as he has got 3 lap fresher tyres than the Frenchman, but there's only 7 laps to go in this Grand Prix, where Simsy Danger is dominating ridiculously as he goes wide at turn 1. A bit of a mistake there from the Austrian driver, but he is fully dominating in this Grand Prix. Nick in P2, Lord Elephant P3, DeLuca in P4, Flying Jippo in P5. That's your top 5 at the moment in this Grand Prix. Jippo having a great performance. Let's have a look at position changes in this Grand Prix. One person who's seen a lot of position changes for has been Flying Jippo, starting in P12 up to P5 now. A great race for him, obviously benefiting a lot in turn 1 and turn 2. But looks like John Polinen and Short are going side by side down into turn 1 and turn 2, and Short has kept hold of that position right now, taking the outside line, which gets him the inside line for the Curva Grande, and it doesn't look like John Polinen will be close here, meaning that is a safe move at the moment for Short. But John Polinen looks much more aggressive than Short does at the moment in his in the useless cam angle. But Short does look like he's under a lot of pressure at the moment, saving his ERS, but also is John Polinen. Wesley in P8 and Woomaloo catching up to him, I believe. Let's have a look at the lap times those two have been setting at the moment. So Woomaloo's just gone and set himself his fastest lap time of 31.9, I believe that was. Was it 31.9? No, 31.1.9. And oh yeah, so Wesley has had a bad last lap. I believe he had a bit of a mistake in sector 1, maybe ran wide or locked up, but Woomaloo's now within a second of Wesley. Obviously there is no Woomaloo I forgot what I was going to say. Oh dear, I don't know, I'm really sorry lads, I've completely forgot what I was going to say now. But everyone, again, pretty close to each other now, everything closing a bit up. But the main two battles are between 3rd and 4th and 6th and 7th at the moment. There isn't any 1st and 2nd battles at the moment between Simsy and Seb, because Seb isn't in this league. But Simsy obviously isn't really in this league, but he just is a bystander and he just wants to have a bit of fun racing around with some mates, as he is a reserve driver and will not pick up any points in this Grand Prix. DeLuca in P4, only 3-4 tenths behind Lord Elephant, 9,000 now for P3 in this Grand Prix, but DeLuca hasn't picked up a penalty compared to Lord Elephant, who has at the moment in this Grand Prix. Lord Elephant pushing, so is DeLuca. Lord Elephant needs to stretch the gap out, but it doesn't look like that's happening at the moment. Nick 6 seconds ahead, so it looks like his 3-second time penalty will mean absolutely nothing in this Grand Prix, unless obviously Simply Danger does make a vital error, which means he loses 12 seconds in this Grand Prix. So DeLuca on par with his fastest lap so far. Not sure about Lord Elephant, wasn't paying attention to him, but it looks like DeLuca is moving to the right hand side and looks for the move down into turn 1. He's got the outside line for turn 2. He's been squeezed off at the moment by Lord Elephant 9000. Very clean racing, but a bit forcible by Lord Elephant there, meaning that DeLuca will not get close enough into the Curva Grande. But will he try and make a move into the Volante della Roggia? He's trying to go make a move down the inside, but that's not going to work at the moment as they go into the two Lesmos. Jump line and short were very close to each other going down into turn 1, but have stretched apart again going down into the Volante della Roggia. Meanwhile, so I was taking a drink break. We were showing how John Plana is still looking up at the Volante della Roggia as he did around lap 10-ish, where he did lose a position. But he's getting that back as he does have a bit of loss of traction there as he put two wheels on the curbing, which means had a lack of traction. As Lord Elephant DeLuca have exchanged positions. DeLuca is now up into P3 in the Grand Prix. I'm sorry I didn't miss that move, but it looks like a simple move after the Ascari chicane, where DeLuca just had a bit more pace. Would you say a bit more pace out of the Ascari chicane, meaning that Lord Elephant didn't have the pace compared to DeLuca out of the Ascari chicane, which meant that DeLuca can make a move even before the Parabolica. But look at this, another move that's happening at the moment. Could be a potential move. Goes very late on the brakes. Just jump a line and he's locked up, and looks like Short has still kept that position. Flying Jippo though, looks like he's bottled it somewhere, and it looks like he's maybe trying to get involved in some action, or maybe he's locked up somewhere or done something, for example spun the car. But he's definitely lost a lot of time, a heck load of time. 2 seconds in this lap he's lost, but Jippo will be wanting to get away from these two as soon as possible. There's now a 15-second gap between him and Lord Elephant in P4. There's a move between Oppiconum and Goldie. RGG is there? There was. Yes, there was, down into turn 1, I believe. Oh no, oh, that's Oppiconum. Is that a retirement? I believe Oppiconum is now retired from this Grand Prix. That is sad for him. Looks like he's either given up. Has he got front wing damage? We cannot see at the moment, but it looks like he's given up from this Grand Prix. Looks like he may have been forced wide or something, but it doesn't look promising for Oppiconum. He's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. Has Oppiconum, meaning that he will be last. He did have a chance of points. He was fighting with Wumalu, but it looks like he just has given up on any chances of getting in the points. As Goldie and oh hello, what's this then? There is a battle between Short and John Polina, it looks like. No, what am I looking at? Nicky Sosberg. Short and John Polina still in battle, going down into the Volante della Roggia. John Polina goes to the inside as he's locked up once again, and Short has kept that position somehow and has forced John Polina wide onto the gravel. Should have gave him a bit more room there, but we'll have a look if there'll be any steward chatting after this Grand Prix. But at the moment we can see that John Polina has lost a lot of time because of that. But Wumalu is right on the back of Wesley now. Wumalu has been very consistent this whole Grand Prix, and looks like that consistency has paid off as he's about to get past Wesley Van Rens quite soon. This is lap 25 of lap 27. Or is this yeah, so he's lap 25 of lap 27. Looks like Sims is closing up to maybe Composite. No, he's got past Composite. Sims is closing up to Freddie now. This is not a sight that the Ferrari driver will be wanting to see in his mirrors. Jump line is still right on the back of Short. Will there be another chance of a move going down towards the first corner of this racetrack? He looks up once again, but it looks like he may have this move done now on Short. He's made loads of time up, but Short has still got that position. Excellent defending by the Mercedes driver. That looks like he could have a move now down into the Variante della Ruggia. They go side by side. Will he lock up or not? It looks promising for the McLaren driver. He goes round the outside, and Short's picked up a 3-second time penalty. They had to go side by side through there, and it looks like John Blind has given up that position for now. Obviously not knowing that Short has now got a 3-second time penalty at the moment. But let's have a look if John Blind has any type of penalty. John Blind does. He's got a lot of penalties actually. He's got 2 penalties. Has Short only picked up the one? Short's actually got 2 penalties as well, which means that they're equal on penalties. That means this is a race to the end, and that was not something that John London wanted to do. Lose time, but Simply Danger is now on lap 26 of 27, going down into the Variante della Ruggia for the second to last time. He's a pit stop ahead of Nick now. He could come out of the pits and still be P1. So Luca looks like he's secured that P3 now. Lord Elephant on his own at the moment in P4, but one position that's definitely not secured, and I didn't even notice Wimbley did get past Wesley Van Rens. Wesley will be wanting to get that move back done. I'm really sorry I did miss that move, but we see John Polainen and Short. John Polainen and Short, there's a 1 second gap now between the two drivers. Wesley looks like he's actually very close now to Woomaloo. Looks like Woomaloo's going to try and get away, but Wesley's still there. There's a 10th gap though on the 26th lap of 27. John Polainen picks up a 3-second time penalty, which rules out that battle at all, because Shaw has only got 6 seconds while John Polainen has got 9 seconds. Does Woomaloo have penalties though? I believe Woomaloo does have penalties, which means that he will be able to secure. Hang on. Woomaloo does not have a penalty, which means if Woomaloo can get within 9 seconds of John Polainen, he will project himself up into P7 as Lord Elephant picks up another time penalty. Sadly, Flying Jippo won't be able to do anything about that. But if Woomaloo somehow in these last 1.5 laps gets nearer to John Polainen, there'll be a move there between the two, but John Polainen still looks like he's got slipstream on the back of Short as we enter the final lap of this Grand Prix. So we have, on this final lap, we've got Simsy. He's already at the Ascari chicane, so we shall ride on board and off board with him, excuse me. So Simsy Danger, he's led this lap. Oh, he's gone wide. Simsy Danger's run wide on the final lap of the Grand Prix. That's not what we want to be seeing on the final lap as we ride on board with him. Simsy Danger, he's led from start to finish in this Grand Prix. He literally beats Kimi Raikkonen's fastest ever lap of this circuit. He goes around the final corner now. Does Simsy Danger to come home for P1 in this Grand Prix, and he spins it and crashes. What way to finish the Grand Prix. Nick will finish though in the P2, but because of Simsy Danger being a reserve driver, will be promoted to P1, and he will finish with the 25 points in this Grand Prix. Well done for Nick here, getting the 25 points. DeLuca getting P2. DeLuca beats Nick. DeLuca gets P2 and Nick gets P3. Lord Elephant P4. Flying Jippo will get P5 unless he does have a load of time penalties. Let's have a look now. Flying Jippo having a great race at the moment. Will he keep hold to P5 over the line? He takes P5 and he's beating Lord Elephant. No, he hasn't. Shaw has beaten him. John Polainen has been into the wall, but Woomaloo will take P8 and Wesley will take P9. Doe Jesper will take P9 as Wesley does have penalties. Goldie RGG Doe will finish P11 in this Grand Prix. 20 seconds behind anyone else. Behind Wesley van der Rens. He will take home P11 as we see two McLarens in the wall. Nicky Sosberg in P12, I believe, and Fretti in P13. It's been a horror race for the Ferrari driver. Tifosi won't be proud. None of the drivers anywhere near the points in this Grand Prix. Well done to the top three drivers. Obviously, Simsy Danger, he's leading season 3A. Would expect him to win, and he did win. DeLuca snatching P2 on time penalties, and Nick finishing in P3 in this Grand Prix. Well done to the McLaren driver. Sauber, Alfa Romeo, that's for an Italian team. He's up on the podium, Mr. Luca. And P3 is for the Toro Rosso Honda team. So here's your classification for the Grand Prix. So Simsy Danger does get P1 in this Grand Prix. DeLuca gets P2 with no penalties. P3 goes to Nick. P4 goes to Lord Elephant. P5 goes to Short. P6 goes to Flying Jippo. P7 goes to John Polano. P8 goes to Woomaloo. P9 goes to Jesper Sosberg. P10 goes to Wesley van Rens. P11 goes to Nicky Sosberg. P12 goes to Goldie. P13 goes to Fretti. Composite gets P14. Mike Azavati gets P15. And the rest were DNFs and a DSQ for Oppiconum, and it doesn't even see him on the finishers. So now I will invite the drivers to the party. I will also invite Lord Elephant, as Simsy Danger is obviously a reserve. I will invite Simsy Danger, Nick, DeLuca, and also Lord Elephant. So I've invited everyone to the party now. There has been a comment, so I'll just check that comment. Hello to Lord Elephant. Please just make sure in the party settings, so for you, Nick, that your voice is on always allow. Yep, as usual. Don't know if DeLuca will be joining or not, because obviously he did have a mic. He did not have a mic, but he was able to speak to me a few days ago, but I'm not sure if he still does have that mic. Okay, so I'll invite DeLuca again because he has not joined. Why? Oh yeah, there's DeLuca. We'll do later. But anyway, make sure everyone here that your party settings and allow your voice to be shared is on always allow, so there's no awkward pauses. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Shared is on always allow. Don't worry about that. Okay, that should give you enough time. So, well done to the winner, Simsy Danger, but he's only a reserve, so P1 goes to DeLuca in this Grand Prix. He had no time penalties, beating out Nick because of having no time penalties. DeLuca finished P3 on track, but does get the 25 points in the end. We'll speak to you first. How was that race for you?
The start wasn't great. I made a good start, but then I sort of struggled for pace initially and missed turn 3 a couple of times. But after that, I slowly just built up pace and yeah, started closing on Lord Elephant and then Nick as well. So worked out in the end just.
Well, yeah, that was a very tense battle between you and Lord Elephant during this Grand Prix. Could you just explain that battle? Obviously you did have the pace over Lord Elephant in the end, but that battle did go on for quite a few laps. So could you just describe that battle a bit for us?
Yeah, I tried the overcut Didn't quite work. Then when I came out behind, I caught up to him, but anytime I got close enough to have a go down the straight, I would almost bin it at Parabolica. So it just took time to close up and then actually set up the move. And then I think he lost it a bit through a scary and then just let me through. So yeah, thanks to him for that. But yeah, there wasn't much close racing except for turn one once between us, but it was always always close.
Well, yeah. So now I believe because of that, and Fretti obviously having damage at turn one, meaning that he had to pit, means that you go top of the championship by quite a few points. Actually, you go ahead by, if my calculations are right, 17 points. Yeah, 17 points.
Yeah, and
So,
the points from Austria are still to be added as well, so I
so,
think it's a wee bit more than that as well.
so it's a bit more than 17 points maybe.
Yeah.
So that's done. So you're obviously leading the championship with Fretti. Do you think you can now go and win that championship with the tracks left in this Grand Prix? Do they favour you, or do you not like the tracks so much and prefer the ones at the start of the season?
It's a complete mix. I really don't like Abu Dhabi on the last one, so I want to have a lead going into that because I struggle around there. But yeah, I think the rest of them I'm relatively okay at. So yeah, just see how it goes, really.
Okay, thank you. That is your P1 for this race, DeLuca. Thank you very much for the interview. Your first actual
You,
interview.
yeah.
So well done to you for not getting any time penalties, and thank you very much for the interview. Now we go on to P2, P2, who was initially P1 for season 3B as he crossed the line, but for time penalties did get P2. Nick, how was your race?
Uh, well, not that good as you can see. P2, I'm not really happy with that. But oh well. I lost it through a Scari, I think, a Parabolica, I don't know, one of them, and he the gap came down to 4 seconds with like 4 or 5 laps to spare, and I tried to hang on, and then the last time I looked at the gap in sector two, at the end of sector two on the last lap, it was like 3.2-ish, and then on the line I just hoped I would like hang on, and then he he took the place away from me. So yeah.
Well, yeah, DeLuca did have fresher tyres than any of the top runners because he did try that overcut on Lord Elephant, so that did work out for him in the end, securing him P1 in the Grand Prix. So, Nick, obviously, you are always at the top of Season 3B. Obviously, I'm not sure about points, but do you think for the remainder of the season you can be near the top of every single race?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm aiming for P3 at least. And then if one of them like has a few retirements or doesn't doesn't get top three or top five, then I could still be up there for for runner up or at least P3. Yeah.
Cool, thank you very much, Nick. Thank you for the interview. And now we go on to P3, P4 in the Grand Prix, but P3 obviously in Season 3B. Uh, Lord Elephant, the first time I've spoke to you this season, I believe. Well done to you for grabbing P3. Obviously, you had a battle with DeLuca, which literally ranged the whole race. So how was that race for you?
It was, apart from the start, pretty just wasn't kind of close racing like the Lucas said. So it was a bit going through the laps, and eventually the Luca caught me up, and we had a battle into turn one and two, the first chicane, and I didn't think my defending was that fair, so I decided to let him through after Ascari because I had penalties and he didn't. He didn't, so there was no point fighting him. And like I said, for a race lead, the Luca could still catch him up, so he won. and yeah, congratulations to him for that.
So mainly, so your objective for that was to just maintain P3 in season 3B. Obviously, sympathy
Yeah.
out front couldn't do anything. Obviously because he is in a reserve. But well done to you. Obviously, I'm going to ask the same question as I did to the other two drivers. Do you think you can get on the podium again? Do you think you could challenge for the win at any of the last circuits of the Grand Prix with 7 left to go?
I don't know really. This was maybe a one-off because I haven't been on the pace since Australia, a long way back. But yeah, it was kind of with these conditions, it's hard to overtake, so maintaining my position is a bit easier. There are some tracks I do like Mexico or Brazil, for example, but overtaking there is a lot more easier if you have dry conditions. So we'll see how it ends up, and I think one or two podiums, and I'll be happy.
Okay, thank you very much, Lord Elephant. Well done on P3. So that is the end of the interviews today. Thank you for watching F1 League Cup Season 3B. Thank you for all the drivers for participating, and thank you for the top three for the interviews. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next week for Singapore.